Hello, world, and welcome to another fantastic no-brainer show. I am your host, Big Daddy Zach the Goat. And alongside of me is my compadre, my brother from another mother, my co-host extraordinaire, D-Rex in effects. Derek, how are you, brother?
Good. How are you doing?
I mean, I went back to work. People ask me.
Was this week your first week?
Yesterday was my first day.
Oh, okay.
People ask me, so how's work? And I said, I'd rather be retired.
Yep. or next question.
Yeah. How's what? I don't understand what that. I don't know what that means. It's a 4-letter word. Don't curse at me like that.
Exactly.
And tonight we have a special guest who is in-house in my studio because he doesn't have a studio. We're gonna have to get that changed. We'll get that hooked up for you.
Yeah.
Rohan Ramlackhan.
Yeah, Ramlackhan. You said it perfect.
Did
That's
I?
Awesome. Yeah.
You said the hardest name we've ever had.
No. Dr. Ricka was the hardest name.
Oh my gosh.
Gregory Adaka. That's his name, Adaka.
That sounds so much easier than mine.
It is so much easier than yours.
I know. I need to just write people's names down. For once, folks, I did not screw up a name. But Rohan has joined us. Rohan and I actually are members of a secret members-only cigar shop. And we actually go to a Monday night Bible study. It's Jesus and cigars.
Yeah, like nobody picks that up. They're like assuming cigars and Bible study.
Yeah.
How does that mix?
It's awesome. And half the people who go are pastors.
You'd be surprised how many pastors I met that smoke cigars.
I was like, you sinners. No, I'm just kidding. So that's where we met, and we got to talking, and he said he'd love to be on the show. He wants to talk about his business, talk about God, talk about everything. So cigars, whatever. And I know Derek's probably going to have a plethora of questions because it looks like he's doing some research right now. Are you researching?
Actually, no, I'm texting you.
Oh, are you? Oh, he's texting me.
I'm texting you. Make sure Rohan talks into the mic.
Rohan.
Yes.
Not Ohan, Rohan.
I said
what
Rohan.
What are we, Hawaiian now?
I think I have the most experience working with Indian subcontractor names of anyone you've ever met. So you can say it like Trump.
Okay, so speaking of, since he just presumed
I know the most about Indian names.
A boot? What are you from Canada?
No one knows more about Indian names than me.
Are you from Canada, A boot?
So I'm actually from New York. My family's from Guyana. Guyana, the heritage is Indian, so you're right. The name is technically Indian.
Yep.
But I've been raised down here in Florida all my life.
Where is Guyana?
South America, right?
That's what I
Brazil,
thought. Yeah.
Next to Venezuela.
Right. And then there's an island off of it called Belize, right?
No.
The people associate Trinidad and Tobago more.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah. Maybe that's.
Isn't there a French Guyana island?
Yes. It's not an island. It's right next to Guyana. It's French Guyana. And then also don't confuse Guyana and Guinea. Guinea's in Africa.
He's just saying that because he doesn't want to be seen as a cannibal.
Then there's Papua New Guinea, which is off the coast of Australia, down under.
Yep.
My friend went there and he got malaria.
Deserved it.
Yeah, probably. He was hanging out with pygmies. That's what he gets. No, he went there on a missions trip, actually. He went there as a teenager missionary.
I feel so much worse saying he deserved it.
I don't care. He did deserve it. He's a little hoodlum. So have you been, Derek, I know you've vastly traveled the world. You are a world traveler. Have you done any of the countries in South America?
Unfortunately, I won't go there. If I were, so no. But if I were, we honestly bounced around just doing the Machu Picchu thing. But like just a few years back, they actually stopped allowing people to even go up to the site. So it's kind of like, oh, I guess like I'm sure it's still incredible, but that kind of inflated that to some extent, or deflated that, I would say.
Right.
But no, I mean, honestly, like I know there's a lot of nice places, but you know, your first picture, you get this stereotypical kind of bad picture, in my opinion, of South America, of corrupt government, or cannibals in the rainforest, or which obviously that's baloney schmoney. But I know that like Colombia is a beautiful place. I don't know anything about Guyana at all. which would be kind of
It's
interesting
not.
to
They're
hear
not.
from
You
you.
guys aren't Spanish, right?
No, not actually. No, it was British occupied. They took people from Africa as well as India as slaves to Guyana to harvest sugarcane. And a large thing they were producing was not just sugar, but like rum, molasses, everything that is produced from sugarcane. But you're right about the corruption. It's insanely corrupt. But also Guyana, you'd be surprised, is right now the fastest growing economy. And this is not me plugging Guyana because my family's from there, but it is currently the fastest growing economy alongside India.
Really?
Wow.
They found oil there.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
We need to find oil in Florida. Derek, let's start digging in your backyard.
Last time
I think we would just find
Florida.
sludge. But Guyana has like no people there, right? I mean,
there's a lot of people in Guyana.
It's weird. Okay, let me look at this. This is weird. I'm like trying to.
If you go to Georgetown, one of their biggest cities, I remember we were driving through it. It was almost like 8 lanes of traffic.
Really?
And there's no real traffic control. So it's kind of very much like how you imagine Indian roads, where they have like a bunch of vans just driving right past each other and people walking through everything. It's actually a lot of people. Now, it's not as populated as other places, but for a small, like a third world country, it's pretty big. And also, I have family that comes here and they just buy a bunch of stuff here. Like there's money for sure from Guyana.
Well, let me tell you what, if you ever worked in the outlets, which I did when Lorianne and I first got married, I was working part-time in the outlets to save for our honeymoon. And most South America, like Brazil, everybody just comes up and they'll buy brand new suitcases and just walk through stores and fill them up, with jeans and stuff, because they take them back and sell them for ridiculous amount of money.
My uncle in Guyana his dad originally started like the largest chicken farm in the entire country. He ended up inheriting that. And he said he makes so much money from that he said if he came to the US, he'd be poor here, but he's rich over there.
Right.
He's probably one of the richest people there.
Right. Like if we went to Vietnam, we would be rich compared to them because their dollar is so different than ours.
He's still rich compared to us, but in comparison to where he is, it's like he's a shark in a little pond. He would just be a shark in a bigger ocean.
In the ocean, versus a pond.
Yeah.
And what language do they speak in Guyana?
English. It's just broken, like Jamaican almost.
Okay. Yeah. I actually, our guest last week, Captain Scott Kidd, he was Jamaican, and my wife watched the video and she goes, well, first of all, I'm totally thrown off because he's not black. It's his mom was white and his dad was Indian from Jamaica.
Yep.
And he doesn't have a Jamaican accent. He's like kind of got that Matthew McConaughey Texas accent because he lived in Texas for a long time. And the whole thing was just threw me off. I'm like, you're not from Jamaica, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's why I don't say I'm from Guyana. Like I don't sound like it. I can switch. I was raised here in the U.S.
You lived most of your life in New York?
No, here in Florida. I was 7 when I moved from New York to here.
Oh, you're a Floridian.
Yeah. I claim Florida. I don't claim New York. Also, Florida is the best state in the entire U.S. in my opinion.
Well, yeah, we've got some serious good rights and a great governor.
Oh yeah, the recent stuff has been. I like it. So
I can't argue with our governor for sure. So tell us about your business, because we did a live show last night. And I told our guest I said Thursday because we normally record on Thursday, but it's my daughter's 24th birthday. We're going out to dinner. Yeah. And Derek has something going on with work. So I said, hey, let's do it on Wednesday. If we didn't find a guest, we would have pretended we did a show. So I said, you find financing for businesses, correct?
Yeah. So if you go to
first of all, what's the name of your company?
So the company that I own is called Here Digital Marketing Agency LLC. I named it after my son because his initials are HEAR.
Here. Okay, like, hey, I can hear. Okay.
Yep. The reason I started that was in 2021. The reason I started that is because I was going to go into digital marketing, because I went to school for digital marketing and I wanted to sell my services to businesses. If you go to the website that I have, it's designed for construction companies, because I work in a roofing company right now. So I was like, okay, I'll niche down to that. But recently, what I've been doing, and actually kind of the reason I'm even in business credit in general, I used to work for a company called J Galt at one time, and I was learning about business credit. Now, when it comes to the world of business credit right now, it's something that everybody needs, but nobody knows how to do it.
True.
And then the people that do know keep it behind a paywall. And I mean, it's not a cheap paywall. The cheapest price I've been able to see for someone to do the services is about around $3,500.
Yep.
Just to start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Derek is a entrepreneur business owner.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just to validate what he said. Me being that doesn't mean anything. It means, do you understand how to get business credit? And what I think you're saying, and I've actually talked to companies that have given me blueprints for this, things I didn't understand even when opening an LLC about getting business credit. That still is difficult, but like you're saying, I mean, there's an actual formula beyond. Like, for example, I have business credit cards under my Social Security number that are not building my EEN. I have you can have trade lines with suppliers that do not report to the credit bureau. Mm-hmm. So it's pointless, right? I mean, it helps your cash flow, but it doesn't do anything for your actual business credit. So there's there's programs like NAV, and you've got your DNB and stuff that can help that, but it's people don't realize how different of a world building business credit is from personal credit. It's until you do it, everything is personally guaranteed through yourself.
Yeah, like I remember when I was 18 and I got my first credit card, and it was like the credit limit at the time, because I was making decent money. It was like $1,400, right? And it took forever for it to get to like $2,500 for a credit limit.
Right.
Business credit, you can within a year or 6 months to a year, you can get access to $50,000 to $100,000 worth of capital in such a short amount of time. And for businesses, when you need money, especially right now, mm-hmm. with the way the economy is and how I think it can be pretty tough for everybody if you don't navigate it well. But you need access to capital to pay for things, especially in construction. What happens is most construction companies, if they don't price things out properly, they end up eating the cost up front and then finally getting paid at the end of it. Right. So they need to be able to afford to pay their employees or their subcontractors,
right,
for the services that they're, and even the materials and supply houses, so that once everything's done, they get paid, then they make their profit.
So they gotta have liquidity before they can even start the gig.
Well, it depends on like what terms you're giving and getting too. I mean,
don't most contractors do like net 90?
You see net 30s, net 45s. Yeah, it depends on how you run your business.
Right. I know because when we do a commercial job, mm-hmm. Now I'm not in the commercial side per se. Actually, they told me yesterday that I will be cross training, and they're going to train me to do commercial and take it over.
Oh, cool.
But when I do a small commercial job, if I can sell residential, like a business wants a chain link fence around their business, okay, yeah. I can do that. That's not commercial. It's stuff that I can get to. I have access to. Mm-hmm. They'll ask me all the time, "Do you guys do net 30?" And no, 50% down, 50% on completion. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them like, "Oh, we don't work that way." I'm like, mm-hmm. "I'm sorry. Maybe you could talk to my boss." First thing he'll say is, "Have we done business with them?" I don't know. No, I want their money up front. Mm-hmm. Then we'll say, all right, let's work on terms later on.
Once you know they're credible and they actually pay their bill, it makes sense. But that's the same concept as business credit in general. If I don't know you and I don't trust you and I've never done business with you, I'm not just going to give you access to my funds and my liquidity.
Because how many times have someone built something or done something, and then the owner or the LS, whatever, goes under, then they don't get paid. They get jammed up. They put a mechanics lien on them.
It happens so many times. You'd be surprised at how often it happens in the industry. And I guess I was going to touch a little bit about like how easy it is to set up business credit too. I was going to say how easy it is to set up business credit, because you'd be surprised how easy it is. It took me 2 weeks to get the basics set up, and it's not going to take me much longer. And I don't know how you guys feel, but I was going to explain like my steps and what I've done so far to get where I'm at.
Absolutely. That's why you're here. I mean, I used to have an LLC, and I opened the wrong LLC because I didn't know.
Did you do an S corp?
No, it was a K. I had to file K form.
I've never.
I'll have to look, but my wife would get mad because even if it didn't do anything, I was still paying taxes on the business. It was a mess. Wow. So we just let it dissolve. And so next time I open up an LLC, I'm going to do it the right way, you know. So please explain the steps. Derek, do you have any questions before he goes into that?
No, I mean, I'm just comparing to my own personal experiences with it and all that kind of stuff.
Beautiful.
It's interesting. Like let's hear what you have to say.
Yeah. So Matt, that we were talking about, he actually built out, he just put in the same information that I knew into ChatGPT. By the way, I'm going to start with a preface. He put into ChatGPT so it would help him structure how he was going to go about and build his business credit. So this is what I did. I started first with, you need a website. After you have an LLC and EIN established, you need a website. And something that I use to build out a website, because I know if you try to hire someone to build out a website, it's going to cost you $1,500 at least. I used an AI software called Replit, and I was able to build out my entire website from it. It cost me $50 a month. If you go to my website, it's heredigitalmarketingagency.com. heredigitalmarketing.com. If you go to it, you'll see what I was able to build out. It took me 2 days to build out the entire website, and I just told it what it needed to look like, and that was it. Very simple. It's a great software, and it's super cheap.
Says the Indian descent guy. I just built the website in 2 days. Okay.
It's not hard. You just tell it, hey, I want it to look like this.
Yeah.
It say exactly what you want it to look like. Give it the phone number for the company. Give it your address. Give it all the information it needs, and it will build out the entire website for you. And you can tell it if you are going through it and clicking the buttons, like, oh, does this button function? If it's not, just tell it needs to function. It needs to be attached to a page. You can put in your profile picture. It'll put it where it needs to be.
So you don't have to know how to write JavaScript or code or anything, HTML or anything like that.
You don't need to know any of that.
That's awesome. So it's kind of like a Wix.
It's so much better.
Really?
In my opinion, it's incredible.
Derek, when you started your business, did they provide you with a website, or did you have to?
I mean, the first website I ever made was probably 1997 in GeoCities. Do you remember GeoCities?
Yeah.
I was born in 97.
Okay, yep. So before you were born, and the big thing then was learning enough HTML and Java so you could like create a site with a navigation like frames. We called it frames, right? Like where you'd have like a sidebar menu that didn't scroll and your main page did. It was a completely different world. But no, as my progress went along, I worked in WordPress, and then I worked in open source e-commerce, OpenCart, and then Shopify. And when I did OpenCart, I hand coded almost every single thing. I mean, I was up till 4 a.m. for years. I mean, just coding and fixing and learning and doing everything server side you can imagine. You know, like when you see the movies, the little black screens and the green text, and you're like, that's not a real computer. Yeah, dude, that's server language right there. I mean, that's how it used to be.
That's what computers look like.
So I never really used a Wix to build out a site. And honestly, these days, I have a lot of development in WordPress, but like when we were buying a lot of WordPress sites, and I had to do like server transfers and then DNS name server changes and all that kind of stuff, I could do an entire WordPress acquisition and transfer to my server with all data in like a half hour, which is insanity. Like the first time I ever did it was like a couple days, and I just did it so many hundreds of times that I could just like on vacation, I could just be like, boom, 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 just all the uploads would start here. Like, you know, WordPress has this famous 5-minute setup, but like I would just destroy it. And then so nowadays, really, like I don't even do anything with development or websites. I just use WordPress and Shopify. So it's not really.
What about for Turbo Tint? Did they provide you a site or did you build one?
Yeah, so we have Shopify and we do have admin backend. So we do like manage parts of the catalog and some of like the apps and stuff like that. But Shopify is pretty simple. I mean, it's both Shopify and WordPress are by far the largest players in their space. WordPress being content management software, CMS, and Shopify, obviously e-commerce. So they're so big in their space that there's help support for everything. There's apps for everything. I mean, it's nothing like it used to be in terms of complication. Like, trust me, man, when you had to code stuff, like, and you have databases that you're hooked up to and hundreds of thousands of queries that run with all of these fields, like one little hiccup, man, would just blow your site up, screw up your server load. And like, I remember it. It would be probably once every 2 weeks for a 5 or 6 year period where I would be up literally all night, no sleep, because I can't have this site down, I mean, just pure coding. So those days I've forgotten so much more than I even know at this point that I'm not even sure where to take it. But it's just the whole web development thing has just drastically changed. But even before you had self-guided AI stuff, you had a lot of site builders, even before Wix, like GeoCities and Yahoo Site Builder, and then GoDaddy. They had a lot of stuff where you can plug and play. And then it's just up to you if you want to get more complicated and get into the scripting and stuff. So, template stuff's been available for quite a while.
Yeah. I'm my best friend, who's an actual chiropractor now, put himself through chiropractor school as a webmaster. He was a web designer and MCSE and all that stuff, where you had to get all the certifications. Now I don't think that even is irrelevant.
No. Unless you're a lot of that stuff's just going away, to be honest with you. So
yeah, unless you're working for a big company where you're their admin or something and you run everything. But his network administration. And I actually looked at going to school to be a network administrator because I worked for Full Sail, and cool. I was really good friends with the computer guy there, who actually left and opened a restaurant. And he was wanted to bring me on as, I would go around and, set up printers and, someone couldn't get in their email or whatever. I'd go, fix it or whatever. But I ran security. So, I mean, it would have been a really strange crossover, but they talked about it. I never did it. But as I said, my buddy put him through chiropractor school as a webmaster.
It's pretty cool.
And he built my first website for me. I still own zacksworld.com. Oh, cool. And it points at Facebook. Actually, if you go to zacksworld.com, it'll go to my Facebook. But it used to be a website, and it was kind of cool. He built it where this welcome, like it was a Mexican guy. We lived in Texas with a big sombrero, and he was sitting there sleeping, and he clicked on him, and he was like, "Welcome." It was the coolest thing.
That's pretty cool.